I'm Vassula and I would like to share with you my personal comments on the biography entitled Vassula in Wikipedia as of May 2013. I want to give you the true facts related to my mission and the true life in God messages, facts that have been constantly distorted and omitted in this Wikipedia article by suppressors of the truth. It is my hope that this video will clear up the lies and untrue facts that are still circulating about me as a result of this Wikipedia article. Wikipedia states that it is its policy that biographies of a living person should be written conservatively and with regard for the subject's privacy and given their potential impact on biography subjects' lives. Biographies must be balanced and fair to their subjects at all times. The article was balanced and informative, but it is now untruthful and deceiving due to persistent and malicious editing by biased editors. I could say my page has been vandalized by them. Although Wikipedia has many rules and policies, these biased editors are gaming the system to push their particular negative point of view about me in the article. The disruptive editing began in May 2012. What follows is a summary of the breach and disregard of Wikipedia's rules in the article. Biased editors have cited only negative information from documents and articles concerning me and the true life in God messages, deliberately omitting positive or neutral material from the document or article referenced. They give free rein to any critical information inserted from any source, however poor such source may be. Yet these biased editors delete all reference of supportive publications about me on the false grounds that they are uncitable, even classifying an Oxford University Press source as unreliable. They have resorted to the acquisition of supportive publications of me with the sole purpose to scrutinize references attributed to those publications. Even uncontested information such as the number of countries I have visited and had meetings in, or the number of languages the True Life in God books have been published, and all of this has been removed from the article. These editors now keep such a close watch on my article, such that within minutes they remove any positive or neutral information that is inserted. They have also proceeded to trim any remaining positive material from the article and increase negative material. The consequence of these biased edits is that the biography omits direct relevant factual information about me and has become a total disfiguration of the truth. Here are some examples that have been omitted. A. The support of senior clergy in both the Catholic and Orthodox communions across the world, currently including not less than 6 cardinals of the Catholic Church: Cardinal Napier, Cardinal Topo, Cardinal Alexander Nascimento, Cardinal Simonis, Cardinal Prospero Gregg, and the then Cardinal Ratzinger, including all those who signed representations of support in a letter to the Holy See sent in November 2009. B. They deleted the important dialogue I had with Cardinal Ratzinger between April 2002 and July 2004, when he was prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, also known as the CDF, and who had commissioned Father Prospero Grec, now Cardinal, to be our mediator, handing him a letter dated 4th April 2002 containing 5 questions to which I had to reply in written form. The letter also expressed recognition of my works of charity, my efforts to lead all Christians towards unity with the Bishop of Rome, and my great devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and my antagonism to rationalism and corruption among Christians. And this I would like to show right away, what I was talking about right now. This is the letter from Cardinal Ratzinger, and this first of all is the letter from his secretary to me, and here is the letter of Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger saying to certain bishops in certain countries, 5 countries, how they have clarified my situation. We have it all in one book called Clarifications. Omitted also were my answers in there to the 5 questions that I had provided to the CDF. The investigation before these questions were done, and he wrote to me, before these questions there was an investigation. The investigation and study by Cardinal Ratzinger's theologians, who over a period of 8 months read all of my published books and reviewed a number of my public speeches in DVDs. The fact that the clarifications were considered by a college of cardinals who met on 17th March 2004 and who did not publish any negative declaration or comment after that, that too was omitted. That the clarifications culminated in a letter from Cardinal Ratzinger of 10th July 2004 describing my responses, as you saw, as useful clarifications to the difficulties which had been raised by the notification of 1995. His letter left it to the judgment of individual bishops to guide their faithful upon participation in our ecumenical prayer groups. This was all written what you just saw. Cardinal Ratzinger did not restrict members of the Catholic Church from attending our True Life in God prayer groups, and raised no objection to the printing of the True Life in God books. In fact, he asked me to publish our dialogue in the True Life in God volumes. I had the honor of personally meeting Cardinal Ratzinger in November 2004 when he referred to the notification of 1995. He said that the situation has been modified and people should find their answers in the light of the dialogue we have had. The material for the dialogue between me and the CDF is backed by an Oxford University Press source written by theologian Dr. Niels Witt, who wrote a doctoral dissertation that underwent peer reviews and was approved as a very reliable source on Wikipedia's Reliable Sources Notice Board. Well, despite this approval, the biased editors have succeeded in keeping this material out. Omitted again was that the True Life in God book, after my meeting with Cardinal Ratzinger, received the nihil obstat from Bishop Felix Topo and the imprimatur from Archbishop Ramon Arguelles. The nihil obstat is granted by the Censor Liborum, which is an ecclesiastical authority charged with reviewing texts. It basically states that the publication in question contains nothing contrary to faith or morals of the Catholic Church. In the Catholic Church, an imprimatur is an official declaration by a church authority that a book or other printed work may be published. These declarations have worldwide jurisdiction within the Catholic Church. The conspirators have also deleted the fact that the Holy Father John Paul II received a book containing the messages of true life in God and conferred upon me and the groups of True Life in God worldwide a present and apostolic blessing. This is also verifiable, not least by video. Another omission is the fact that the intervention of His Eminence, Cardinal Levada, did not follow the procedure laid down by Cardinal Ratzinger as prefect of the CDF. In fact, in that he failed to consult with me before issuing the letter of 25th January 2007, a failure which also amounted to a breach of Canon 50 of the Code of Canon Law. Also, representations made by me on 18th May 2007 and by senior prelates of the Catholic Church, including 2 cardinals made in November 2009, were disregarded. Omitted as well is the fact that on 30th September 2011, a formal petition of administrative recourse signed by hundreds of Catholic laity and clergy was presented to the Supreme Tribunal of the Apostolic Signatura, the highest administrative court in the Vatican, seeking the intervention of the Supreme Tribunal to correct the irregularities and breaches of canon law, and that the Secretary to the Supreme Tribunal, Bishop Franz Daniels, in October 2011 expressly referred the petition to Cardinal Levada and the CDF for a response, but no response was ever received. Following the announcement of 16th March 2011 by the Patriarch of Constantinople, representations were made to him. He has now instituted an inquiry, and meanwhile no Orthodox Christians have been subject to any canonical procedures for participation in True Life in God prayer meetings or following the True Life in God messages. I have been the recipient of the Gold Medal Peace Award 3 times by the Venerable Sudhananda in his monastery for promoting peace, reconciliation and unity around the world. Yet this honor and accompanying photographs of the event, which presented a positive picture of me, was deleted from my biography on the grounds of being non-notable and uncited. Apart from all these serious omissions, the conspirators have altered my biography by inserting 3 untruthful statements. The obvious example is the description of Cardinal Levada's letter dated January 25, 2007 in particular. Firstly, they state that Cardinal Levada made continued requests for clarifications on the writing and activities of Rirene. This is not true. It was his failure to observe the canon law, as well as the rules of procedure laid down for the CDF by Cardinal Ratzinger, that constitutes one of the grounds of complaint of the petition to the Apostolic Signatura. Here is another false statement by Cardinal Levada in his letter, saying that I have acknowledged that the messages I have been receiving all these years are to be considered as my personal meditations. Cardinal Levada was asked to comment on this by 14 senior prelates of the Church in their letter of November 2009, to which he failed to respond. constituting another ground of complaint of the petition to the Apostolic Signatura. Here is another false statement, that Cardinal Levada rigorously prohibited members of the Catholic Church from taking part in True Life in God prayer groups established by me. In fact, here are the correct words of Cardinal Levada. I quote, "It remains inappropriate for Catholics to take part in prayer groups established by Mrs. Riden." That statement was in direct contrast to the statement of Cardinal Ratzinger's letter of 10th July 2004, which did not impose any kind of inhibition on Catholic faithful to participate in True Life in God prayer meetings. Canon law requires ecclesiastical authority before intervening to stop Catholics from seeking the truth or participating in religious associations to address the question whether by such participation Catholics are exposed to harm. Cardinal Levada fails to identify any such harm to justify the restriction of rights. So he uses the word in Latin inopportune, inappropriate, and stops short of imposing an absolute restriction. However, the biased editors have deliberately misrepresented his words so as to make it appear to the world that he has imposed an absolute prohibition. Wikipedia states that an article must be written with balance and a neutral point of view must be maintained. My biography, as it now stands, exhibits a total false and misleading account of me and my mission.